Happy New Year 2025. Nimezembea kidogo, but I want to get back to it because life rolls. And I want to say, as I continue to heal, I want to say I'm so grateful for life, and that I get to take part in participating in the beauty of existing on earth. And this is my story about Saudi. If you're interested, check it out. This is the part where now, last time part 15 tuliachilia nimepanda kapunda ka Saudi. Now everybody got really worked up, and that's how you're like that trip ended there. So baba ameanza kusema, amekuwa worked up, amesema shagala haban shughuli kois, shagala haban nini, watu wamekuja juko, mwanamke hata endangi peke yake mahali, na mimi nilitoroka kidogo wakipiga story wakikula. Nikaenda kuexplore, ilikuwa park, sijui kulikuwa kuna sikumbuki hiyo jina hiyo place, ilikuwa park, nitacheck tena, ilikuwa park. So nimepanda mpaka ile ka 4-wheeler ka desert cruising. I'm an explorer. I have been raised in a free world, so I would say as a young woman kama unatafuta thrill, Saudi si kwa thrill. Saudi is a really strict place, especially on the way we relate as men and women, and especially for a woman. If you like going out, if you're outgoing, utasikia kama umefungiwa kwa kiti. So anyway, tumerudi kwa nyumba. Remember, there were so many, nimesema hapa nishafika, nishaona the trip was made for me. Ashagala, bibi ya baba anaanza ma story. Sometimes she would be happy, she would be poking me. I remember a time now tuko huko beach, tunabonga when we are happy, anauliza, kwani hakuna mtu ni Muslim? Kuna mtu Muslima? Mimi sijui kwetu Muslim. Mimi kwetu sisi wote tumelelewa Kikristo. Sijui Muslim, any hata yenye anatujua hakuna Muslim. She used to be friendly sometimes. Wakati mwingine naona ako worked up juu pia tunajuanga stories za huko. Hata huko boyfriend wengi wakianza kufanya vitu zingine, ukiona boyfriend yako na msichana mwingine, nyinyi ndio mnapiga nanga, si ndio? Ukiona boyfriend yako na mtu mwingine ama bwana yako na mtu mwingine, I have seen how those things work women, so I was understanding her. And yet I'm in this position. From my side, I might have done 2-3 things which were stupid on my side, but I'm human. I'm human, like I've said, I'm enjoying this experience, and I'm like, God should know. God should know. God made me. God gave me all this. He should know how I use it. So it is me Muslim. Islam laws were not for me. I was like, I had lived with them now. It was going to 9 months. Life was normal. Sibling rivalry, sharing of duties, taking care of parents, cost implications, who is going to do what, marriage issues were also eminent. You would think the way Islam or Saudis live, it is to minimize or to manage problems associated with marriage. Marriage issues were still eminent. For example, now me here, I was feeling like I was being pitted against Baba's wife. And remember I started to say, this is not what I came here for. My heart is always with the woman, I keep saying it. So whenever I would watch that woman worked up, because sometimes hata alikuwa na gonganisha vitu, watu wakinishindilia shira. But wakati tuko huku beach, tulikuwa tumefika kipindi cha pia, wakati mwingine alikuwa anaitwa shimo, wakati mwingine pia alikuwa na shindilia. I think they were testing us, how I would behave with attention. So sometimes they would be shima the whole day, I was like, yeah, it was their mother, it was their sister-in-law, it was their wife, it was their auntie, you know. I was like, that is totally okay. Me, watu nimewajua 9 months, and I was also feeling awful because a part of me has a cry to God about relationships. I have seen the way relationships bring hurt. I have been hurt in my own. because people are never serious with their commitment, and I was like, I do not want to add to the statistics of non-seriousness in commitment. I was determined not to blunder, because when I left Saudi, and I keep saying, I had written somewhere, even I was starting to research what I could do. Work was becoming a problem. I was starting to research many things I could do. I was trading, I keep mentioning. I thought I'd go there and trade. I have given that story in my first episode, go check it out. So it did happen. I was overwhelmed by the culture shock, knowing new things, knowing the language, adapting to being called a shagala. So one thing training back home does, it doesn't teach us Arabic. I think the government of Kenya and those involved in the issues of the girl in Saudi should do better. Our contract is not comprehensive, especially on the safety of me. It only covers my sponsor, and the training also, there is no way to ascertain. For example, me, I didn't go for training. I didn't know if I missed anything that could help me to navigate my issues there. I could not tell because I was not taken to training. It was shagla kimalamala, ilikuwa kimalamala, get. So also you can tell it is a very delicate place. I understood it. I saw the misunderstandings that most girls think we are fighting. I was able to stay well in Saudi and come back home safely, because I'll pinpoint this again, education is important, because my level of viewing things, the way I view things, the way I understand things was probably different from how many girls would do it because of exposure level. Most issues in Saudi are culture shock, because the way they do things here and the way we do things here is not the same. So girls I'll be on the internet hearing girls complaining, and I'm like, but those are just, well, for example, Saudis cook with a lot of spices. Unasikia watu wakiita hizo shetani. Those are just spices. And there are traditions like bahul. I think Baba used to sell like I was already serving it. And I was not. I was very careful. Of course, here, atakani ningekuwa mjinga, here I was taking care of myself. You understand? I was guarding my life. But Baba was akienda kwa wanawake wengine alikuwa think anaonyesha nikaisha happen. I remember one time Mama used to bring, I think I got away with many things because people liked me. I was genuinely happy to be in Saudi. I was learning the language. I love these people. I remember even when the misunderstandings got too high, and I was crying too much. I was crying, I was feeling hurt. Everybody cried, and I did not know what to do. I'm still confused up to this day. Everybody cried. I'm in turmoil, I don't know what to do. I'm angry, I'm hurt. And I noticed I got saved in Saudi, although I made a few mistakes, because I had created good relationships with my employees. So relationships are important, dear person, even back at home. Make sure you are with your neighbor, ukikaa pale, mkona ka relationship kafiti. Unamwambianga, hey, sasa, ndio kama ako around na kunanyesha, kama saizi hapa kunanyesha, anakuondolea kanguo. Relationships are key. How you relate to anyone, whether romantically or otherwise, please make sure you forge better relationships. I was saved because, first of all, I was friends with the girls. I keep sharing it. I was friends with the women. First of all, I carry the plight of women at heart. There are things I'll not do because I'm a woman. I see the way my mom, other moms, my sisters, my cousins, other people that interact, my girlfriends, when we share stories, I hear. I'm keen. I'm concerned about the girls' experience. Men seem to be having fun, and although it was fun for me, it would have been fun, I was concerned about how I kept seeing Baba's wife react. Baba's wife in turmoil. And I kept remembering, I kept shouting in Swahili, "Mintarudi home." I love English, clearly. And I used to shout, whenever Baba used to come so strongly in front of everyone, sometimes he would be careless. He would come to me with romantic vibes in front of everyone, and I was like, unataka niuliwe. That's what I would say. and I would be like, I'm not doing that. And I would say, I'll go back to Kenya. I remember I kept saying that. So we are almost going back home from our vacation at the Red Sea. I remember when we went back after that, after me riding that donkey, everything was everything started becoming intense. When we went back, people started attacking me, kinda. I'll be sitting and I'll be like, I had already decided I'm going home in my mind. So people started saying, Shira, go, Shira, go, and I would feel like, they're too much and well, I got too much, and I was like pressured. I was feeling like I was causing trouble in a family, and that's not what I wanted in my heart. I went there because I had the cry of relationships at heart. I had written it in my notebook. You will see in my episodes where I was like, I wanted even to start the YouTube about why I should get married. I was asking. I was looking around me. I was interviewing women around me, and I was missing the point. For example, before I went to Saudi, I was in Kirinyaga, and I was in a plot with this mama. She was 60, and she had just separated from her husband. It's 60. Understand? So I was like, these things never end. There's no particular time in a relationship where you say like, now you're set. There is no guarantee in relationship. So one thing I have concluded about relationships, and God has been communicated to me because I keep saying I had a divine encounter, is that relationships are pretty hard. Dealing with another human being is pretty hard. Human beings are complex, made very complex beings. It is very hard, it is tough, and that's why you'll probably not meet a perfect relationship, because I was chasing for perfection. And before I go very far, relationships are what we have, the fight, the disagreements, what was happening even back there, the decisions I made, like I will not participate and I will not be part of making another man get out of his home or make a mistake. I will not let another woman have a bad time because of me. That is relationship. Those are, I was saying, even if mistakes happen, I want to say I was wrong, sorry. I want to acknowledge my misdeeds, and as much as I want to be appreciated for what I do good. So the pitting against me and Mama Shima, Bibi Baba was intense. It was intensified, my friends. All the time I was speaking to my friends, I was like, I don't like the way I'm feeling. I hate doing bad. I hate when my conscience is feeling guilty. So I was like, this is not what I came here for. Let me say the truth. Mama and the sisters seemed to be in support of me. I think if Baba had decided I would be wife, they would be in support. I could read that. But remember, I'm in Saudi. I don't know, does that cause death? Everything in Saudi felt so deathly, since I'm a Kenyan and I know all the stories that come back. So I was like, was it a prank? Were they testing me? Is it possible even? I was in disbelief in even how I was in a good, how they were all treating me so nicely. They were all very nice to me. The way things were going unbelievably, very nicely. I was enjoying. I want to say I enjoyed my housemaid experience, and it taught me anything to remove so much judgment in how I approach issues. Anything can be great. For example, I'm struggling to feel like I'm working in my studio, and I'm starting to see a few. I'm encouraging a girl out there to start. She can operate a camera like I'm doing. She can start something and encourage someone out there. She can help people make beautiful memories, and it is something. We never feel that way. We are always so hell-bent on big things, big. And I think Saudi taught me to also small things, tiny things zenye huwa tunadhalilisha, kazi hizo zenye tunaonanga hazifai, they can also be great. They can be great. So I think I'm sharing a few lessons that I picked from my Saudi lesson, my Saudi housemaid experience. Usidhalilishe opportunities zenye zinakam. And also I kept thinking life is automatic. It is not. It is rolling. God keeps telling me, because I keep saying I'm in another level of experience. God God keeps saying we are moving. Sometimes we think He has all the answers, like we think our parents have the answers, and He doesn't. Sometimes He's counting on us to also have a different perspective. He keeps telling me this. So keep living. Keep following the good leads, because they are good leads. Keep changing what you can. Nobody has it all. We are all trying. Mutation is happening. New animals are coming up. And life is rolling. I think I had this particular outlook. If I didn't get work here, I couldn't live. And when I sit down and reflect after being nudged in that direction, I see life has always been rolling. There is so much I have achieved even when I didn't feel like I was working in good positions in my mind, and I feel good. It has released me from the pressure of always wanting perfect things. This is me trying to help you get that in your life. Hizo mashida uko nazo, hiyo ni maisha, uta escape na haikangi. One time you had pressure, the another time pressure release. That's life. That is exactly how God meant it. Just rolling with the life, overcoming challenges, character development, learning, challenging yourself, becoming great, because I know God keeps telling me He had put a great intention on me, and I think it's coming along. It's coming along. It's been tough, really tough, even speaking about so much sensitive things about people I love, things close to me. But that is it. I want to show like there is nothing perfection about living on earth. There is nothing saintly about living on earth. Being human is God enough. It is very hard to be human. It is very hard to come to terms with your being, to look yourself in the mirror. Sometimes I remember I had that fight. Sometimes I would fear checking myself in the mirror because I had issues learning kushrab, wenye tuko na lugha ya kulelewa ushago, unashrab, unachekelewa, unaanza kupractice, unashika, sasa umekuwa gwinji wa lugha. You have mastered languages. These small challenges make our journey beautiful, and I am trying to share them all. Some will be very tough on me, on people I love, but this is it. I'm showing you how life can be. This is life, and we do not chase for perfection. It will not be perfect. It is joy in the everyday. Hiyo kutongeleshana, kuzimiana simu, one time sitting down having conversations, working on things. That is life. There is no perfection. There are no perfect situations. There are no perfect relationships. I have worked everyone. I went to Saudi thinking maybe it's perfect. People have issues there. I have changed so many jobs thinking I'll meet a perfect working environment. There no. It is just knowing your people and deciding, having a strong decision that I'm staying here. I'm solving these issues. I'm moving this way. I'm painting. If it doesn't, I'm changing the outlook. That's what people are doing. Then when we beat pictures, you think, oh, perfect. But we have worked. People are behind the camera. People have worked. What they will not show you, and this is me trying to tell you that which people don't tell you. Yeye ndio anakujaga kwa kamera anasema sasa niko na mapesa mingi. I'm sharing it raw and candid so that you never go to YouTube again. Start seeing headlines and they mislead you into thinking that life will happen overnight. I have jumped in front of the story, but we are going back. There's so much pitting against me and Baba's wife. Baba is carried. I had liked him honestly, and this is life. So you can like an older man, and that provision is there. And we have grown the knowing men marry. Also, we are seeing now life is moving. Women are also marrying into getting into relationships with younger men. So it is life. It is life. We are seeing it happen. There is nothing perfect. Keep writing yours. Nobody is asking you. People are with issues. We deal with issues differently. Some people are taking time to heal. For example, me, for now, I may not be able to do much in a relationship. I'm healing so much. I'm consolidating. I'm changing too much. I have so many internals I'm trying to heal. There is so much I'm trying also to heal around me. And so life is not perfect, and that is what brings this age difference thing. Sometimes we have an older person and a young person. body and we have a young person in an old person's body, because that's how we experience life. You could love an older man, and I could see it was bringing a lot of pressure around. I had truly liked him. I could see he was also being stupid for me, and it happens. And I'm glad I didn't let it go so badly. I have good character, I have good intentions of how I want to live, and I was able to control that and make everybody come out of the situation in a good way, in a very good way. Have I mentioned the government of Kenya and the people who take care of girls? You should make sure we have good training in Arabic, basic training in Arabic. It was very hard. It was really hard communicating with these people, but I keep saying we were understanding each other. And anyway, most of Arabic is more Swahili. You could hear it. So we are packing. We have already decided now. Me, I'm under pressure. I want to go home. Girls everywhere. Many of my friends are starting to tell me they are going back home. I'm like, they are science. And I kept saying, every time I spoke with a friend and she would tell me a story, that thing would happen. It was like that is where I started getting some kind of prophetic energy. I can always, from how people are talking, from what I'm reading, I can always tell what is going to happen. It has been tough adjusting, but I'm adjusting. So we are speaking with my girls. I had made friends who nawaambia vile nasikia hata sasa inaweza Kemboi though. Ukemboi ilikuwa ndani yangu, nilikuwa najua ukemboi that's illegal. It will take you a longer time. You'll have to stay there longer than you needed. And I was just there for 2 years. I had chosen to be there for 2 years. I didn't want to extend that. It is not something, according to me, it is not something I would have wanted to do. So I wanted it to be 2 years. And honestly, being a woman in Saudi is tough. And I think I made friends with many women there because I could see, I could resonate, I could understand their living. I could see how I would wish for them to have tasted what I taste here back in Kenya, and I was happy I was born in Kenya. It is nice to have freedom. It is nice to wear this way. It is nice to have the freedom to learn, the freedom to express yourself, the freedom to wear what you want, the freedom not to have so much controlling you because you are a woman. I think that's why I made friends with so many women. I noticed they would even emulate my style. They would copy. I would meet people and I was like, that is how I've made up myself. They would copy my makeup. They would copy my dressing because I had carried my nice clothes. I used to beat pictures there when I was in the room. I think I inspired the women. If there are women who had never had a challenging perspective about their existence, I think I planted a seed in those women, and I think that's why I left a connection, and that's what saved me. Even when I had blundered so much, I had managed to kama ni hiyo time ya kushautia wa mama, you don't fight. I said I don't fight. I was thinking of how we would be fighting with Baba's wife, and I was at a disadvantage if I was killed, and I would have been a loss. Women would have been involved. Even killing is not easy. Life is precious. I saw that in them, so I was also studying them to see if there are people who love killing. No, they're just people who are sensitive as ever, who are just also dealing with the delicateness of being human on earth. They don't wake up and say, I'll kill you, I will kill you, I'll kill you and I'm happy. I knew Saudis have some humanity deep down in their heart. And up to this day, I'm still confused about our relation, but hey, relationships are confusing, and that is the message. And I want to say Saudis are not people who wake up and say, I want to kill you. They are not people, they're just normal human beings, also just trying to find a routine and a path of being human on earth and the success of it. So I think I was feeling weird. Girls were imitating me, they were following me. Even the young girls, and I would speak, when they speak Arabic or return in English. So I remember one time my young girl was like, she was imitating my English, and I was like, okay. My camera records in 30 minutes. special. This is me struggling. It takes a special kind of character to keep dealing with the life challenges, to keep respecting what you have chosen, because there is no perfect thing. Unaona huyu ni mzuri leo, mkikaa naye siku mbili tatu unajua watu wana shida. People are flawed, and that is the message God keeps giving me. He's also have not been able to deal with all of us, and he loves all of us, and even I think that's why the rainbow came. People are different, we have the different views, we are delicate, we are complex, and yeah, there is no perfection. It is just trying, understanding each other, although you should have some boundaries and limits of what you're understanding. And this is what I'm sharing about now. My message is healthy relationships. Healthy relationships, healthy people, people of integrity, and honestly, relationships need people who are not jokers. And most people, especially men, do it. And I could even see it there back in Saudi. I thought Saudi men are different, and ukiwabait ama wakikubait ama something happen inaenda. There are so many rules in Saudi about how women relate, and yet this was coming to me. I got into a kind of romantic experience, and you don't go out, you don't meet other people around, that you were in that house. So how did it happen? Because men have that freedom everywhere, and that is what I'm addressing. The laxity or iokulegezo. Men have it easy all the time. People who are burdened by maintaining relationships always are us, with our big hearts, with our understanding, with us continually evolving, continually responding, continually adjusting, and I'm angry about it, and you shall be hearing it from me. And that is the decision that made me decide I was coming back home. But we have not reached coming back home. We are packing in a hurry, everybody is in turmoil. I think also they were scared. I remember one time Shima was even so withdrawn. We'd be in there. I was also withdrawn because I could feel some tension. I remember one time even I was speaking to my sister and I was telling her, I don't want you to ever be a maid. It is tough to be a maid. I was in this situation. I love everyone. I don't want to kosea anybody. And yet also I had developed feelings for this handsome Arab man. As a black girl, it was big. It was big, and I didn't know I would have very good relationships with Arabs, and I did. I did. So it was very confusing, and it takes a lot of, it is delicate work, and I think everything needs education. I think what we should work on as the universe, as God, is the universal, is the insistence on good quality education that will help everyone approach issues in a good way, in an informed way. That will help a lot. Because I notice also Arabs are not very keen on education. I'll see they do homeschooling. I don't know what that is. Sometimes they are watching cartoons, sometimes it is homework, sometimes the mother doesn't care. You know, most women there are being groomed to be married. That's all that happens. And I was like, but I had a degree, and that's why I would not even think about spending another extra year in Saudi. I was like, no, this is not my place. It is not my space. I'm landed. I have spent almost how many years? 12, 16 years and more. Even now I'm learning. I'm into photography. I have learned trading. I have a degree in environmental science. I have worked in the medical area. I can be a medic. Literally, there's no one that can be out there and nishindwe kumsaidia just from viewing. I have been a teacher. I was raised by teachers. A few times I have taught. I have so much skills. I didn't see myself just sitting being pretty, although I can do that. But it is not fulfilling to me as a human being, because I have been exposed to the possibilities. I have interests. I have things I want to learn, and that is what. Literally, I watched the life of a woman in Saudi, and it was not looking good for me. I am a woman I'm a human who wants to explore. I'm curious. I have put effort into so many things. I want to know so much. It was just not for me. So yeah, pressure is high. Mama is trying also to regulate our relations. I remember I would go far away, even when went to the beach. I'm always so free. I would just walk so far away, and Mama kept calling. Mama would call and call and call. She was afraid. I think they were afraid that tension could cause me. Honestly, there are times a lot of running away, and then I thought that was not a solution. That is not what I want. That is me. I like facing things head on, even if it is dying. And that's why I'll be speaking about so many issues of us as human beings. I want to face it head on, and there's nothing as good as facing and being open and being free and knowing being in the open and knowing this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm expecting, this is how it goes, so that nothing is being hidden, no topic is out of topic for anything that concerns you as a human being on earth. And my honesty, my openness makes people uncomfortable. I think even Arabs became uncomfortable with me, and my family, I think they know me. I am uncomfortably very, very, very blunt and honest on so many issues, and sometimes it comes off as insensitive, but I'm also learning those small parts of me, and also learning to increase my emotional intelligence. I've learned so many things, and it has been quite a journey. So I noticed we are all under pressure. Relationships are at work, and Mama's Shima, my potential co-wife, was having a bad time. I could see it. Her babies had loved me. One was problematic. Sometimes she'd cause trouble, but I know how to handle babies. I have helped raise so many. I'm a responsible girl. Life had presented itself in a way I had to be responsible so early in my life. So I know how to handle very difficult situations. I don't run. And all I want to say, we all packed in a hurry because things were starting to get tough. It's like Baba had made a decision. The family also seemed to have, even people who are far away, people who are not living close by, would call, video call with everyone. They'll say, how are you, Shira? I'll say, hey, how are you doing? How is it? How was Bahar? And I'll say, it was beautiful. You know, I think there's a possibility I could have gotten married there. They were testing it. I was feeling them test it. I was afraid. I didn't know. Could you get married in a foreign land? That is not also what I was going to do. I was also trying to adapt to be a maid. Every time they would speak and I would hear Shagala, I'd feel like I was being cut with knives at heart. I was like, it was a heavy adjustment for me. So I didn't know. There was a lot of consideration from my side. It was a lot of pressure you'll never understand. So everybody is in pressure. I could see it. I even packed. I forgot some things back there. We seemed to be quarreling with Shima. Sometimes we'd be laughing. Sometimes she would be friendly. Sometimes she'd be apart. Sometimes she'd be in her thoughts. Sometimes she would be Shagala. And I understood sharing a person you love. Also sharing things, even not a person, things that are dear to you is very tough. For example, even meet someone akitumia vitu zingine zenye napenda, akiguzaguza, niko like where it is things that you put close to your heart are a bit delicate when they are being shared. So it was an overall hard time for me. I had started to really consider going back home. People are pressuring me. I think when they would feel me, when they felt like I was starting to withdraw and I was starting to really tell them I'm going back home, I think they also became sad. So they would be like, someone would be saying, go, and I was like, it was tough. But we have packed. Our vacation is over. I have pictures. I saw the Red Sea, man. The Red Sea. I keep saying that thing is phenomenal for me. The Red Sea is a part of our spiritual guidance. And I keep feeling like I had a spiritual encounter. And the thing that I was viewing so minimally could mean that or bring me to the discovery of my life. And the only thing I'm saying is like, keep doing what you're doing. God works in mysterious ways for real, and be a person who is so open to life. Education is not endless. Being the white paper work is not everything. Be exposed, be more open to possibilities. There are great things out there, and still hatujapanda gari. Nimeongea sana, hatujapanda gari, but hey, we are parking. We are going back to Tarib from the faraway town near the ocean, uko Red Sea, and we are parking. Everybody is in their head. Everybody is in their things. Things are getting intense. We are packing. We are getting ready to go back home. Keep tuning.